All right, welcome in everyone. If you got a question for Coach, please raise your hand. Fred, go ahead.
Scott, before the game, you said the key to guarding Kevin Durant jumpers was to pray. Do you feel like the way that game ended, maybe you had a little something extra going on?
Yeah, I mean, I prayed throughout. Finally got my prayer answered at the last shot. I thought that was going to go. We got a good break. Been working hard. All the guys been working hard, and we finally got that was a good break for us. And I thought we competed throughout the game. Anytime your two best players can go whatever, where they go, 16 for 50, and win the game. It just tells you we got some good players on our team that kept competing and kept figuring it out. I thought we had a chance to extend the lead a couple of times, but that is a tough. I mean, that's a team that's ready for the championship this year with all that talent they have. They just keep coming with talent, and I thought we competed.
And Scott, it seemed like at least more post-ups for Russell tonight. Is that something that you guys saw, or was that a flow of the game thing?
Well, we wanted to take advantage of certain matchups. I thought we did a good job in finding that when we needed some buckets. You can't just rely. The threes are good off of movement, but they're also good off of doing a paint touch with our post-up players. Rui had a lot of good post-ups too. We wanted to attack that matchup, and I thought we did. I thought the guys, sometimes it's doing it on the fly and reading it, because you can't call a timeout every play and reenact what they're going to do. But the growth of our younger players, you can just see it. They're growing up right now, because there's a lot of times that we wouldn't have ever been able to find that matchup, find Rui being guarded by a point guard. But we found it quick, and we attacked it quick, and we got buckets off of it very quick.
Neil?
Hey, Scott, on transition defense, whether it's
bad, horrible. I complained through them all the entire halftime. I said no more. We'll take 4 guys back, and if not, we go 5 guys back. It's not worth the 5 offensive rebounds you get to give up that many transition points. But they're a fast team. They got out so early and so quick, and they got one at the very end too. We didn't get back on the raise. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I guess just when somebody falls down or if somebody's trailing the play, whose responsibility is it to communicate that somebody else needs to get the ball? Is that something that the guys back need to identify, or is that something that needs to be communicated better?
Well, it's a common theme for that entire league. If you're in the deep corner, you gotta stay there, and you gotta be patient and disciplined, but you gotta leave. Your first 3 steps got to be quick and fast and react quickly, and you got to go on the raise of the shot. And if you're an offensive rebound, you can cut through the top part of the key above the restricted line. You can't go underneath the basket, because then you put us at a disadvantage right off the back. And then we got guys that attack, and you know what's crazy about, I think it was 2 or maybe even 3 games ago, we had about 8 guys fall throughout the game, and it killed us every time. Talked to some of the guys individually. You can't fall. I mean, you can't. This is a game of balance. It's a game of your space, and you got to protect that. But when you do have guys falling on the floor, you got to get up and trail and maybe get a steal from behind.
Ava?
Scott, you've talked a lot about your guys keeping their wits about them and late in the stretch. For Brad to find Thomas under the basket in that last possession when he's facing a lot of defenders, what did you see? How impressive was that from him?
Well, he made 2 big plays. He attacked the basket. Well, he missed the layup, so he wanted to make up for that. That was I don't know what happened on that one. He had a point blank, but he made it up. He attacked, and he made a finish. I think it was over Jeff, Uncle Jeff. And then they rotated. They didn't rotate quickly enough on TB, and he found him. So that gave us the chance to get the win tonight, and that was huge. TB is like, I keep saying this, and you guys can get tired. He's just growing up, and it's fun to coach him, because he's emotional. Sometimes last year it was not to our advantage. This year he's controlling it. We've talked about it. Him and I have some things going on that I think we're connecting on ways that I can control that and channel that, because we don't want to waste what you have in your energy tank on something that you can't control. But I think his growth in that area is helping us, and it's going to help us win a lot of games this year.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the energy seemed a little bit different. You talked about the level of aggression, especially at the start of quarters tonight. Just what did you feel from the energy from your guys?
Yeah, you know what? We've been, we're 2-5. It's not great. I'm not saying that we played well, but we haven't had it like a dud. We were in every game, had a chance to win every game, and that's what you want. You learn how to win these games, and the more times that you're in this moment, you know how to play and breathe and think and time and score and foul situations, players' tendencies. You understand that much better, and it's at a slower speed. And I think the more you're in it, the better we are. Our energy is great. We got a great group of guys that cheer for one another. Our bench, I always look at every game. I always look at the bench. Who's up, who's cheering, who's supporting. Been on teams where you don't have that. You want guys that don't play well, so you get more minutes. But we don't have that. You know, tonight Troy didn't play. Jerome played. I don't think Troy's pouting. Obviously, he wants to play, but we have to keep trying to figure out ways that we can improve our team. And Jerome didn't play a few games ago, but I thought that gave him a little bit of an edge when he went to the game last night and did the right things, or 2 nights ago in Minnesota, and he did again tonight.
Kellen?
Hey, Scott. After the Minnesota win, Denny was saying, everyone just needs to be patient. There are a lot of new players on this team, and, he thinks that this is a good team. Do you agree with that? Everyone just needs to be patient when it comes to kind of, their thoughts on this team.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say this, but I'm telling you exactly how I feel. I don't really pay attention to what everybody else says. I don't buy into that. My job is to coach the team and focus on what I have to do to get our team better. And I know what we need to do. I know what we've done, and I know our team is good. We got a good team. We're off to a bad start. If it's a 7-game season, we stunk this year. If it's a 10-game season, we have a chance to get to 500. And that's the way I look at it. I focus on how to get these guys better. I got a great group of guys. Tommy has given me some good tools to work with. Denny's a young player. He just turned 20 tonight. He has to be patient. A lot of times young players want it all and want it now, but he's earned a starting spot. He's played well to be able to keep the starting spot. And that, to me, I just focus on just play your minutes hard. That's your role. People want to get into what's my role and what's this and that, but I don't think our guys do that. Unless if they do, they hear it enough from me. Your role is to play your minutes hard. You play them well, you might get more minutes. Can't guarantee it, but you just got to stay ready.
Fred, do you have another?
Yeah, I do. Scott, you touched on TB a little bit. I'm wondering the other side of it. How much of, he's been so hyper efficient lately. How much of his efficiency has to do with the guys who are getting him the ball? Just the guards who are getting him in all those actions.
Well, I told TB when we made the trade, get ready. You're going to have the best year of your career. And it's a young career. You should get better every year, but you're going to get a lot of easy looks, and you're going to have the level expectation. It's going to be a lot higher than what I can do, what any coach can do, because when you got players that are coaching you and holding them accountable, that's like the best situation. We got a good situation. Russell holds him accountable and demands that he just locks in every possession. TB is he's wonderful. This guy, what he has gotten able to overcome, it's just a great story. I love it, and I believe in him. But I think Russell and Brad is going to help him get to another level that he probably didn't even expect to get to as quick as he has. And he's shooting the ball and playing with confidence, and rebounding and blocking shots is not a happenstance. It's not because I'm all of a sudden come up with a better plan. It's Russell does a great job of demanding and challenging them, but also loving them and supporting them. And he's probably doing more than I even know. But that's a sign of a leader that Brad and Russell are.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. You guys be safe.
All right. If you got a question for Thomas, please raise your hand. Fred?
Hey, Thomas. I think it was last time we spoke to you that you had mentioned that one of the reasons you've been so hyper efficient lately is just the way your teammates are getting you the ball. And I was wondering if you could expand on that a little bit, just the relationship you have with your facilitators and how that helps you as a scorer.
Well, it helps me because, I try to help them as much as possible out there on the court. I try to talk to them, whether it's Brad, Russ, Rui, Denny, anybody that's out there with me to try and see what they see or how I can get them open. And if I get them open, it's going to open up, lanes and easy buckets for me as well, because they draw a lot of attention. And if I keep doing my job like I'm supposed to, it's going to open up for me sooner or later. And, we get a good shot either way. I'm fine with it either way.
Do you feel like you're a better scorer now than you were last year, or is this just a case of more opportunity?
I think it's just, just having guys in their spots and then just trusting the coaches in their play schemes. I think that's the biggest thing right there. As long as you trust each other out there on the court, you really don't have any worries out there when you play, with dynamic guys out there on the offensive end.
Ava?
Thomas, in kind of that same vein, Scott tonight talked about how hard you've worked on channeling all of the energy that you bring to the court. And just wondering, how much did you have to work on channeling your emotion, and how difficult was that? Like, how do you go about doing that?
It was really most times it was like just checking myself, looking myself in the mirror, and figuring out key ways to help this team, because I play the game with so much energy, but I don't want to be a downfall for this team with my energy. So I really try to focus on giving my energy out in a good, effective way, and just going out there and playing as hard as I can. That's another thing about that energy, is just trying to channel it into playing as hard as I can on the defensive end and rolling, popping, whatever it is on the offensive end. So it took a while. It took a good while, but it's a lot of just self-observing yourself.
And you guys had spoken so much about these being in the late game situations like you were in tonight, how the more you see him, the more you're going to help. Did you feel more comfortable out there this game? Like, did that actually happen?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I felt a lot comfortable. We've done this stuff in practice, and as soon as it got down to that, I thought about practice right then and there, and how Russ and Brad try to lead the wave of how we play. When it's close games like that, and it worked out really good for us.
Quentin?
Congratulations on your win, TB.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, is there anything schematically that's changed for you or the entire team on the defensive side of the ball these last two games? Like tonight, I think you guys forced 20 turnovers while only turning the ball over 7 times. And obviously against Minnesota, you guys were stellar. Has there been any schematic change on that side of the floor?
No, our main focus was absolutely on the defensive end. We know we can score on the offensive end. Our main objective is just trying to get stops on the defensive end, or making sure that the other team has a hard shot and not an easy shot at any point in time out there. That was a really big point of emphasis that we really wanted to do, because we knew we have dynamic scorers on the offensive end. We're going to score points. As long as we get stops, and try and build off of those stops that we create and get buckets, I think we'll be in a good place.
And I also noticed you guys aren't switching nearly as much. Has that helped you guys? I know I asked Brad about that maybe after the Chicago game. He said we have to ask ourselves if we're going to switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Kind of take us behind the curtain about that side of the ball.
Really, it's just what we try to give off is just like, if you have your man, let's try and stay with your man as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Try and guard your man as much as possible and take that challenge on. And really, we've all taken that challenge, and I'm really proud of us for taking that challenge on, not just 1 game, but 2 games, but 3 games, and, try and keep building off of that.
Appreciate that, TB.
Thank you.
Neil?
Hey, Thomas. Can you take us through that last offensive possession that you guys had? You got the offensive rebound, and then just being ready for Brad to hit you with that bounce pass.
Well, really, it was just reading the game, and I saw it was a good shot that went up, but I wanted to crash just in case, try and get an offensive rebound. and luckily it went in my favor. And Brad takes so much attention for himself on the offensive end that when two people come and collapse and I roll, it gives us a real good chance of trying to get a bucket right there.
I appreciate you, TB. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, Fred, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. It's kind of amazing, but you're one of only like a couple of people who have been here for TB's entire time with the Wizards. And I am wondering, from your perspective, how you've seen him evolve as a scorer over these last couple of years.
It's TB, right?
Yeah. Not Troy, Thomas.
Right. First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And shout out my dad today. Today's his 64th birthday. It's awesome to get a win on his birthday today. But TB's been awesome. I told him after the game, I said, growth. Like, that was the word I said to him. Like, he's been growing every single game this year. Like, last two games, he was 17 out of 18 from the field. Like, he's just been playing dominating basketball. And the thing I love about it is that he's always willing to learn. He holds himself accountable. You don't see that a lot. Like, I kind of think he's similar to me mentally. Like, he puts so much pressure on himself. He wants to do so good. He wants to get better. He wants to contribute to winning. And that's what I love about him, man. And the fact that he's willing to sacrifice everything, for the betterment of the team. And whenever you tell him to do something, he listens. Like, the possession before he got the big dunk at the end, I told him to roll because I could have hit him earlier and we could have had a bucket in that possession. Literally, he came back the next possession and did it and got the game-winning dunk. So I just said, man, growth. Like, you continue to listen, you continue to get better. And, the sky's the limit for him. I'm happy for him. Beyond happy for him.
Quinn.
What's up, B?
Q, what's up with it?
I just wanted to ask you, what was going on between you and TLC and even DeAndre Jordan there, I want to say, in the second quarter?
Yeah, so TLC's a good defender. That's what he's out there to do. And I'm a good offensive player. My job is to move the scoreboard. So it was just chippiness. That's all it was. He was talking some trash. I was talking my trash. We got utmost respect for each other. DeAndre, the same thing. DeAndre's he's a big brother to me. So his trash talking is that's just jokes with us. But TLC, we kind of went at it a little bit, which is, it's good. We light a fire up on each other. Kyrie said it too. He's like, man, I just love playing against like competitive guys. Like, I just love competing. And that was that type of atmosphere tonight from everybody. Like, so, it was good. He brought a little fire out of me tonight.
And how good was it for you guys to, one, not only get your first win with Russell Westbrook on the floor, but also be able to perform down the stretch in the fourth quarter, which is something that you guys have struggled with early this season?
Well, I know y'all probably thought I was point shaving down the stretch, man. I was absolutely god-ass awful. But, Russ did a tremendous job of controlling the game. And our defense is what won us the game, man. We guarded our tails off. We defended without fouling, laid down the stretch. We know how hard of a job that is. We got two of the best players to ever touch a basketball on the other side. So it's a tough task, man. I think we did an excellent job of accepting that challenge. Granted, they got two pretty good looks at the end. Thankfully TB was in there to grab that board. But it just shows our growth, man. We still got a lot of things we can improve on. It definitely feels great to build off last win and come in here tonight against a really elite team and get a win on the road. And then get Russ's first win too with us. So, we just got to continue to feed off this momentum and keep it going. The positive energy in the locker room has been excellent.
Appreciate you, B.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a couple more. Ava?
Brad, on that point, it looked like you guys were almost extra aggressive tonight from the jump. Like, Russ was driving to the basket, Bertans was getting out quick. How much was the energy a focal point for this game?
That's who we are. We have to create an identity. We have to figure out, what's successful for us. In last game, we kind of figured that out. against Minnesota. You know, get stops and get out in transition, fly, like get up and down, and that's what we do. And then on offense, we have so much talent. We have so many guys who can break down defenses. We have amazing shooters. We have to utilize, you know, our talents. You know, play to guys' strengths, and you know, we do a good job of doing that. I think we had an unbelievable job of controlling the game down the stretch. And that's what we need, man. And like, we have a young team, so it's just going to be constantly growing and learning from every mistake, learning from, you know, what's working and what's not working. And that's up to Russ and I to kind of just continue to mold guys and making sure we're all locked in for winning time down the stretch.
And Scott spoke tonight a little bit about Thomas learning to control his energy, all the emotion he plays with. How crucial is that, and how difficult can it be for a young player to actually learn that about themselves?
It's tough because TB plays off of his emotions, you know. So like, I let him like get it out, you know, yell, bark, scream, whatever you got to do, you know, to get yourself going. If that's what gets you going, you know, that's what gets you going, you know. But I definitely agree with Coach. There is a time and place in which he has to control it. You know, he has to be able to shift it and channel it to something, you know, in the game and making an impact in the game. And I think he's learning that, he's understanding it, he's getting better at it. But like you said, he's young. He's going to continue to do it. We love it, but you know, you can see the growth in his game of being mature and controlling his emotions.
Last question from Fred.
You said me, Matt? You cut out for me.
Sorry, yeah, Fred.
Oh, okay. Brad, we talk like in the public all the time about so-and-so is this team's identity and this is this team's identity. Internally, is that something you guys ever talk about? And is having some sort of defined identity important for a team to kind of reach a goal?
I mean, you always want to have, you know, like who are we? You know, you can't. I think that's just creates the consistency of the team. You know, what are we based off of? We're a defensive-minded team. You know, we really believe if we get stops and we get on transition, we're one of the best teams in the league. You know, because we have the ability to score. You know, last year we were one of the best teams scoring. Now we added Russ. You know, that's just making our job that much more easier. So, you know, it's all on the defensive end. You know, can we be a physical team that accepts the challenge and get stops? You know, and I think that's really what our identity is going to be. You know, just being able to be a tough, nasty defensive team and getting out and pushing the ball.
Cool. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Quentin, go ahead.
What's up, Russ? How does it feel to finally put together your first win on the floor with this team tonight against a team like Brooklyn?
You mean our second win?
Your second win, but your first win on the floor with the guys.
Man, this is my second win, man.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, I ain't without like. If I didn't play, it don't matter. I'm still a part of the team.
That's facts.
I still contribute in different ways, and tonight was another big road win for us. We just got to continue to move in the right direction. I was trying to figure it out a little bit on how we need to play defensively. So
Appreciate that.
Ava.
Russ, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like you were driving to the basket more, especially earlier in the game. Was that something that you were trying to do, or was that part of an aggressiveness you were trying to bring?
yeah, I mean, I had to do a better job of attacking the basket. We haven't been putting that much pressure on the rim. Unfortunately, I didn't finish as much as I wanted to, but it allowed us to get some attacks at the basket. So that's going to be something I need to continue to do.
And Scott Brooks spoke a little bit about your relationship with Thomas on and off the court. Just wondering, when you finally became his teammate, what potential did you see in him?
Just the potential to be, you know, a big that creates a lot of energy, intensity, that he can go out and do it every night. It's not easy to do, but he has the ability to be able to do it, and my job is to be able to challenge him.
Fred.
Ava just asked what I was going to ask. I'm good.
Cool. Neil.
Hey, Russell, I think there were a couple times where you got switched on to Kevin and you were kind of fronting him, and I think you were able to get the steal a couple of times. I guess what kind of goes into defending when you are matched up with a taller player in the post and paint area?
Just use my size, my quickness, my strength.
Leonardo.
Hi, Ross. Bradley Beal just said that you bring them an important quality lead. What do you think is the main benefit that you bring to this team?
I think for me, it's just bringing a sense of urgency, some leadership. The basketball stuff will take care of itself, but part of my job is to be able to lead and lead by example and, create good habits in the right organization.
Thanks.
Ben.
Hey, Russell. I'm curious, now that you're teammates with Thomas Bryant, how does this game compare to what you expected, I guess, having played against him in the past?
Thomas has gotten better over the course of years. Just from outside looking in and being here daily, you can see how good he can really be if he continues to just lock in and stay focused on what he's really good at, and that's just bringing his energy. His basketball stuff will take care of itself, and he did a good job of that tonight.
All right, last question from Samir.
Hey, Russ. Obviously, you're former teammates of Kevin Durant, and you're always going to be happy for him. But take us through your reaction, like emotions, within the last 10 seconds of the game when he missed the game-winning shot and Kyrie Irving missed the game-winning shot.
I have no reaction. They missed, we win. Game over.
Thanks, Russ.
There you go.
All right, Russ, appreciate you.